Hey everybody, welcome to a nice gentle practice. This practice is going to be done all on the floor. We will be doing a couple of lunges. So if you have a hard time with your knees on the ground, I suggest that you bring a folded blanket in under your knees. All right. So for this practice, it might be nice to have a folded blanket. Mexican blanket works great. It might be nice to have yoga blocks if you have them. If you don't, if you have a hard time and you normally would use blocks in a class, then I would suggest that you use a couple of large books. You could use a couple of folded blankets or whatever else you have lying around your home. Perhaps if you have a partner and he has like wood laying around, he could make you some with his free time. I would also just suggest that you have either a yoga strap or a belt or a scarf or something similar, because we're going to use that as well. All right, so come into a nice comfortable seated position. I am going to sit up on my blanket because I like to. And take a couple of nice deep breaths here. Close your eyes. Begin to notice how you're feeling in your body today. Just notice any tightness or tension. And notice as well where you feel open or relaxed in your body. And then begin to notice what your mental state is like today. What kinds of thoughts have been going through your mind. We're just observing, we're not judging. Begin to notice as well how you feel emotionally today. We're gifted with a huge range of emotions, so how do you feel? It's all right if you don't have words for these things. Sometimes you can just feel it with no explanation. There's no right or wrong way to feel or to be. It all just is. It's all part of the process, and all sensations are teachers. And take a nice deep breath right down to your lower abdomen, as much breath as you can pull in, and exhale through your mouth. Do 2 more deep cleansing breaths like that. And I encourage you, for as much as you possibly can, to keep your eyes closed during the practice. And I'll do my best to articulate with my words clearly. Take another nice deep breath right up to the space between your eyebrows in your head, and exhale through your mouth. You can slowly start to roll your shoulders up and back and down a few times. Nice deep breaths as you move. And then we're going to switch directions, rolling the shoulders in the opposite direction. Continue to breathe. Nice deep breaths. Bring your shoulders back to center and lower your chin down onto your chest. Allow your head to be heavy. Relax the muscles in your back. On your next inhale, slowly bring your chin back up to center, parallel with the floor. And on your next inhale, slowly look up. If your neck is sore, just look up strongly with your eyes. If your neck is free, you can lift up through your chin. You could even jet your chin forward, giving yourself a little underbite to stretch out the muscles in your neck. Exhale, bring your chin all the way down onto your chest. Inhale, look up, nice deep breath. Exhale, chin to the chest. We'll do one more like that. Finish with your chin down on your chest, and then slowly start to move into a half or full neck roll. Continuing to breathe nice deep breaths. If you're doing full neck rolls, do a few in the other direction. And slowly bring your head back to center. And your chin parallel with the floor. Take a few deep breaths, just notice how you feel. Relax any tension in your eyes, your jaw, your cheeks, your neck, your shoulders. Soften through your belly, your back, and your hips. Relax your legs, your knees, ankles, and feet. On your next inhale, pick your hands up, interlace your fingers, and press your palms down towards the floor and slightly in front of your feet. Stretch out your fingers, your hands. On your next inhale, raise your arms out in front at shoulder height. Relax your shoulders, and then inhale, raise your hands up as high as you can. It's okay if your elbows bend here, and it's okay if you can't reach your arms up very high. It's not the point. How does it feel in your body? If you're in pain, come out a little. One more deep breath. Release or separate your hands and slowly release your hands out to your sides. Slowly, 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 relaxing your hands to the floor beside you. Inhale, arms out to the side, up to the sky. Deep breath. Exhale, palms into prayer. Inhale, raise your hands straight up to the sky. Reach up tall. On your exhale, press your hands out to the side, down to the floor. Inhale, arms out to the side, up to the sky. We're gathering energy, touching the palms at the top. Bring your palms into prayer at your heart center. We're gathering energy and bringing it into the heart. Inhale, raise your hands straight up to the sky, palms together. Exhale, separate your hands, press your hands out to the side, down to the floor. You're clearing out your energy space here, your energy, your aura, going back and forth like this. Inhale, arms out to the side, up to the sky. Exhale, palms to prayer. Inhale, hands straight up. Exhale, press them to the sides. Use Use your cleansing breath if this is feeling really good. We're gonna do 2 more full ones like this. Inhale, arms out to the side, up to the sky. Exhale, palms to prayer. Last one, deep breath. Bringing hands all the way back to prayer. Relax your hands onto your legs. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, slowly roll them back and down. 2 more like that. Beautiful. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Draw your shoulder behind you. Start to turn to the right. Inhale back to center. Look over your left shoulder. Start to bring the shoulder behind you, twisting slightly to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Doesn't have to be a big twist. Last one to the left. And come back to center. Remember, if I'm moving too quickly through a particular pose, you have the freedom to pause the video and just enjoy whatever it is that you're doing and take your time. Or you can put it in fast forward. Just kidding. Pause and notice how you feel. Close your eyes. One more deep breath. And I'm going to invite you to grab onto your blocks or blankets or whatever you're using. You might not need these. And I invite you to bring the soles of your feet together and knees out to the sides. If you feel like that's a lot to ask, you can always bring the blocks in under your legs to give them some support. Sometimes you can feel quite vulnerable. It's quite a big stretch. Alternatively, you could bring the blocks out in front just so that you have something to rest on. So you're gonna sit up nice and tall. I'm sitting on the edge of my blanket. You could sit on the edge of a blanket or a small sitting block. Sit up tall. Exhale, start to lean forward, trying to keep your back fairly straight. And then when you kind of reach that maximum where your body wants to go, you can start to surrender into the pose. You can relax the muscles in your back. If you have props, you can stack them up in any way that you need to in order to feel like you're in control of the stretch. Take some nice deep breaths here. And of course, you can do this without props as well. Hands on the floor, coming down as low as feels comfortable for you. We all have different sweet spots in our bodies. Close your eyes wherever you are and just breathe, just experience it. I invite you to take one more deep breath and then slowly back up out of the pose. Take your hands to either side of your legs and gently bring your knees together. Wrap your arms or your hands around your legs. You can simply lean into the legs and tuck your chin into your chest. It's a nice stretch. Or if you're a little more flexible, you can hug them right in, or you can even put your head on your knees. Just coming into quiet pose. This is what it looks like. nice deep breaths into your back. Take one more nice deep breath. And then slowly back up out of the pose. If you're sitting up on something, you can move it off to the side. This is a great time to bring that blanket in under your knees because we're coming into tabletop. Hands directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Inhale, tailbone up, belly down, chest forward, look forward or up. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tail, reach your back to the sky like an angry cat. And move back and forth 3 to 5 more times. Deep breath. Feel finished with cat-cow, you can sit your hips back toward your heels, lower your forearms to the floor, lower your head to the floor or to stacked hands, and come into child's pose. We'll take 3 to 5 breaths here. Take one more deep breath in child's pose. And on your next inhale, make your way back up to tabletop. Begin to lean your hips from right to left. Stretching into the sides of your legs. You might feel it in other places too. This is hard on your knees. You can always tuck your toes or bring a nice big padded cushiony blanket under your knees. Bring your knees and your hips back to center. Take a deep inhale here. Look over your left shoulder. Squeeze at your left hip towards your left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Bump your right hip to the right. Draw the shoulder behind you. And do one more on each side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Gently make your way back to center. From here, bring your feet to the back of your mat. You may need to rearrange your blanket. Keep your hips directly over your knees and just walk your hands out in front as far as you can so it feels like it's a bit of a reach. And then relax your ears between your arms. Hollow out your belly and relax your head towards the floor. If this is way too hard on your shoulders, lower your forearms. If this is feeling really good and your head's quite close to the floor, you can touch your head to the floor. And if your head is touching the floor and it just feels so good, you can start to relax your chest toward the floor. It's called melting heart or puppy pose. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly back up out of the pose, bringing your hands back under your shoulders and coming into child's pose. At this point, it might feel really nice to make the wide knee child's pose. So you can separate your knees wider, big toes can be together if you want. And just getting more of a stretch into your hip joint and maybe other places too. And we'll take 3 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, gently make your way back up to tabletop. Bring your knees back under your hips. Sit your hips slightly back toward your heels and then lean your hips to one side and draw them slightly forward. Circle them back around behind to the other side. Big half circles behind you with your hips. If you feel the urge, you're more than welcome to do full circles with your hips. Just please watch your knees and your other muscles too. Don't hurt yourself. Just do what feels good. I like the half circles personally. All right, gently come back to center. Going to come into sitting, and we are going to come onto our backs. So if you'd like, you can keep this blanket here if you like to have extra cushion under your back or your hips. I just like to baby myself, so I just do it anyway. All right, so now that we're coming onto the floor, you might wish to put on a sweater or some socks, because we're gonna do a little bit of floor stuff, and then I'll put you into a beautiful Shavasana. So once you're organized and ready, you're going to make sure that you have your blocks or pillows or whatever you're using nearby, and also have your strap or your belt or your scarf or whatever you're using handy as well. So you can come down onto your back in whatever way you like. I'm coming down with helping hands. Just lie here for a moment. You can have your knees bent and your feet flat, or you can have your legs straight. You can have your legs lengthened along your mat if you like. And just begin to notice how you're feeling as you lie on your back. Notice any parts of your body that are sinking into the mat a little heavier than the others. And then with your feet and knees, any width that you choose, you can gently start to windshield wiper your knees right and left. I encourage you to move very, very slowly. And notice where you feel pressure or stretching or tension in your body. You can close your eyes and really feel what's happening in your body. Perhaps you feel the pressure on your sacrum or your tailbone. Perhaps you feel a little twist in your back. Or perhaps you feel a little bit of a stretch on your hip flexors. or even the outsides of your legs or your buttocks. Where are you feeling this? We'll take 2 more cleansing breaths here, moving slow. Gently bring your knees back to center and draw your right knee into your chest. Interlace your fingers around the front of the knee. If this is too much of a reach, use your strap. And you're just holding the knee fairly in line with the right side of your chest. And if you find that your body gets in the way a little bit, you can always pull the knee out to the side more. I'm just looking for a little bit of compression in your hip joint. So it might feel like a bit of a squeeze or maybe even almost like a pinch, but not painful. And just holding there and taking a few deep breaths. Take 1 more deep breath. And then slowly release your foot to the floor. Draw your left knee into your chest, interlace the fingers around the front of your knee. And once again, just giving it a little bit of a squeeze until you can feel that little bit of a squeeze or a pinch, almost a pinch. No pain. Again, feel free to move the knee out to the side a little more, either if you're looking for more stretch or if your body's getting in the way. Happens to everybody. Take 2 more deep breaths in the pose. And then slowly release your foot to the floor. I invite you to grab onto your strap or belt or scarf or whatever you're using. Unravel the strap, placing it across your belly. And then take your right ankle across your left knee and get the strap under the ball of your foot. And then press your foot up to the sky. Holding onto both sides of the straps. If your strap is long enough, see if you can slide your hands down the strap and rest your elbows on the floor. Try to relax your shoulders. You can always wind the strap around your hands if you want to. And gently, trying to keep the leg fairly straight here. And if you need the leg to be out here more, that's totally fine, go there. And gently pulling down on the straps so that you're getting a nice stretch along the back of the hamstring. And if you feel quite open, you can lengthen your left leg along the mat. Take 1 more deep breath here. And then you're going to take both sides of the strap into your right hand and start to bend your knee. You're going to also take your knee to the right, to the outside of your body. So you're coming into a half happy baby. If this is too much stretch on the left leg and you straightened it out, you can just bend that knee, foot flat once again. And of course, if you're very flexible and open, you're more than welcome to grab onto the foot itself rather than using the strap. And take a few deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, press your foot back up to the sky. If your left leg is bent, straighten out your leg. Take both sides of the strap into your left hand and start to take the foot over to the left. Move slowly, don't go fast. We're going to stop at about 45 degrees. When you get there, I'm going to test a little something. Try curling your toes under, and then see if you can pigeon toe the foot, so turning the toes inward. You should get quite a nice stretch along the outside of your right ankle and leg. This is a little area that can be quite tight actually if you do a lot of hiking or if you've been walking on unstable surfaces like walking on trails or ice or snow or sand. And then of course you can stay in this position with the foot like this if you're enjoying that, or you can loosen off the foot and you can bring the leg further over if you like. Just go where your body wants to go. Just close your eyes and feel it out. You're the only one who gets to live in that beautiful body, so take care of it and listen. On your next inhale, raise your leg up to the sky. Bend your knee a little and then replace your right foot with your left foot. Put your right foot on the floor, knee bent, foot flat. One hand on each side of the strap and gently straightening out the leg as much as you can. Remember, it can always be away from you a little more. Alternatively, you can drift it over your head if you're feeling quite flexible. But move slowly whenever you're stretching your hamstrings. Take one more deep breath. And then gently start to bend your left knee, bringing the knee out to the outside of your body. Bringing it down as much as you're able to, trying to keep the bottom of your foot parallel with the ceiling. You can always grab onto the foot if you prefer here. And of course, this right leg can be outstretched if you like. Take one more deep breath. And then press your foot up to the sky. Straighten out the right leg if the knee is bent. Take the strap into both sides of the strap into your right hand. Start to drift it over to the right, no more than 45 degrees to start. And then play around again. Curl your toes, pitch into the foot, see how it feels. You can stay here or you can relax the foot. Start to take the foot more out to the right if you want to. Again, feel it out, see what your body wants to do. And then gently bring your leg back up to center. You're going to gently bend your knee, release the strap, and lengthen both legs along your mat. Just notice how your body feels for a moment. Take a nice deep breath from the lower abdomen all the way up to your collarbones. And then gently bend your knees. Bring both knees into your chest, one hand on each knee, and gently roll from side to side a few times. And then you can begin to draw circles on the ceiling with your knees. Try to coincide the movements with your breath. We'll do a few circles in the other direction. Bring your knees back to center, give them a little squeeze in. If you want to, you can lift your head up to your knees. And then slowly relax your head to the floor. Press your feet up to the sky, hold the backs of your legs, and point and flex your toes a few times.
Rotate your ankles. And a few times in the other direction. Bring your feet back to center, flex your feet, and then bend your knees and lower your feet to the floor. I invite you to grab onto your blocks. And I invite you to take the soles of your feet together and knees out to the sides, resting legs fully on the blocks. You shouldn't really be striving here or straining here, excuse me. If you are wanting that big stretch, you can go for it. But this is more about relaxing the hip flexors. So it's less about getting a stretch in the groin and more about actually just relaxing the muscles that are surrounding all the parts of your hips. You can have your hands on your belly or on your hip bones. And just take a few deep breaths here. Close your eyes. Deep breath. And then using your hands to support your legs, bring your knees back together. You can move your blocks to the side. And we are going to move into Shavasana from here. So if you'd like, you can bring something in under your legs. If you don't have a bolster, feel free to roll up a blanket, or you can stack other types of pillows under your knees. I find that I quite like having something under my knees. You can bring something in under your head if you want as well. So just lie down. You can tuck your shoulder blades under you a little bit like you're tucking your wings under. Traditional Shavasana pose is having hands away from the body about 6 inches and palms facing up. The legs are about 18 inches to 2 feet apart. And just arrange your head in a position that it feels comfortable. Allow your body to completely sink and settle into the floor. Remain in Shavasana for approximately 10 minutes, but I will keep an eye on the time, and this video will run for the full 10 minutes of Shavasana, and will come out just as we always do in class. So please relax. Make sure that you're warm enough, comfortable enough.
into the room. And just focus on the space immediately surrounding your own body, your personal space. See if you can imagine being surrounded by a warm, golden light like the sun. And when you feel ready, you can slowly begin to wake up your physical body. Gently wiggling your fingers, your toes, perhaps taking a nice deep breath. You can begin to move and stretch in any way that you need. And roll over onto one side and stay in the fetal position for a breath or two. I invite you to join me in a seated position to close our class. We will finish this class with 2 cleansing breaths and 1 long Om. If you don't have the space or freedom to do an Om out loud right now, you don't have to. You can do it in your mind. You can just listen, or you can do an extra cleansing breath, or you can just stop the video. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale to begin.